Anytime a brand has somebody sending out their tweets, these are things that are discussed, and these aren't just random things that are sent out. But PBR has already apologized for their tweet. They were referring to dry January, just like that thing there, and they said, you're not drinking this January, try eating ass. And I guess other people thought that was, I don't know. I thought that was an interesting place to go. Mm-hmm. They, of course, have since deleted that tweet. But they were also talking about wet January. And so, dry January is that people have ostensibly been drinking so much over the holidays that they go sober for January?
Take January off.
That's what it is?
I'm actually doing that.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
But is it just because it's a new year, or it's not because you were drinking so much over the holidays?
No,
it's a reset.
It's mostly because I'm just trying to, I've been in the gym and trying to eat healthier and just be healthier overall, and drinking's not all that healthy. So it's just taking a break for a while to try and lose some weight and get into some good habits.
Well, weight-wise, I guess it depends on what you're drinking, right?
And how much.
Yeah.
I drink gravy with rum. So.
Gross.
Ooh, a rum gravy.
Why rum, though, Whiskey
Pork
gravy,
well.
maybe?
It pairs well.
Pork or beef?
Chicken, actually.
Oh, chicken rum.
Oh,
Yummy.
It was a ham gravy.
Ham gravy.
Ham gravy.
Over biscuits.
Uh-huh. Because I was never somebody who was some guys are like, I lost a bunch of weight, I just stopped drinking beer. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, if you don't drink beer all the time, that's not an option to lose weight that way.
Yeah.
But if you're having a gin and tonic every night, that's not going to put weight on you. If you're,
Well, yeah, one drink a night is
yeah.
not doing anything.
Right.
It's like a snack.
I wasn't going crazy, but I definitely was drinking.
You were going ham gravy.
Yeah. So, I'll just, I don't mind taking a little break from it.
Yeah.
So they're calling, mere days into the new year, they're calling the PBR tweet the first corporate mea culpa of 2022. They said they apologized. And again, this is what you do, right? You send a tweet out, you hope it gets something, and I guess if enough people complain or whatever, you go, sorry. The tweets are written in poor judgment by one of our associates. They'll always make some vague. Corporations have departments of people that do these. They don't just go, hey, Tim, want to be our Twitter guy?
Yeah.
They don't do that. So there'll be meetings before a tweet goes out.
I don't know about that.
That is how
I think
it works.
probably 5 or 6 people have the account logged in at any time and can tweet whenever they want.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't think so. I mean, if you are running in 2022...
But look at how our accounts work here.
I was like, that's how it works here.
What do you mean?
Any of us could send a tweet like that right now.
From WMMS's website, or from WMMS's Twitter.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you are I'm trying to describe this properly. This is a company that has hundreds of radio stations that are all kind of doing their own thing. If you are a corporate brand... There aren't multiple Twitter accounts for Pabst Blue Ribbon. There's one. So even if you have 5 or 6 people, you're going to have a meeting if you're doing it the right way.
No,
if
you're going to have a meeting before they send out any tweet.
If you're a corporate,
There's no way.
If you're a corporate brand, there had better be. This is what happens when you don't consult with people.
We might do a monthly meeting on trajectories
hey,
or something
this is
like that.
the topics we want to hit or whatever.
That did well.
We're not going to do it every single day for every single tweet.
Okay, think about news stations who don't even have editors that are putting things out with misspellings.
Correct.
And everyone's left to their own devices right now.
I'm sure.
Well, good pun. No, I think that I'm just saying that I think for a company like this, and you guys could be completely right. I'm just delineating between a company like this, where you have multiple personalities doing their own thing through the funnel of their radio station. A radio station has, theoretically, multiple people on staff who are doing things on their own.
Right.
If you're Pabst Blue Ribbon, it's not like Jim's PBR account and Terry's PBR account.
They probably have a social networking team of a couple people who all have access 24/7.
That's what I'm saying. And if they're smart or they're doing it properly, A, you better be meeting a hell of a lot more than once a month. For social media, you're doing stuff hourly. B, even if it's 5 or 6 people.
They're not going over it like that.
No way.
You don't think so?
Hire these
No.
people and they are trusting them that they are
Their
going
marketing
to
skills, yeah.
put the right content out under the brand. And they may have actually seen this and said, let's try it.
That's kind of a PBR thing.
It's kind of a PBR thing. I mean,
I guess.
We are the ass of beers.
I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know who owns them. I'm just saying I have too many friends that work in corporate marketing departments where they're like, this stuff doesn't go out unless 2 or 3 people are in on it and chatting about it and sending it out. These are not randomly thrown out.
I know people that have run corporate accounts, and it is mostly up to them what they send out.
What you got to think about, too, is that over the last couple years, there has been a huge boom in corporate accounts being funny on Twitter and sending out like Wendy's and McDonald's and all these places that'll go at each other and poke fun, or Slim Jim commenting on stuff. I think that was what this was trying to be. It was trying to be funny and silly.
Oh,
and
they were
relevant.
absolutely trying to be funny.
But I because that has been like other corporations have found success in that. They're like, oh, we could do that too.
And also,
it's not like everything has to get approved. They're like, oh, be kitschy, be funny, you know?
Well, and also that's why anytime a tweet like this goes out, the initial thread will be other corporate brands responding to it.
Yeah.
It's not people. It's, like one of the first responses to it was like Forbes magazine or another beer. Slim Jim's Twitter account responded to it. Here in Cleveland, we've got the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District, right? Out of all of the...
they do a great job.
They do a fantastic job. It's one guy who does it over there. Their communications director guy, I think his name is Jim Gonzalez. Is that the guy who does it over there? They put out a... and if you don't follow the Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District, it's a very fun follow. I mean, they're kitschy. John Gonzalez is the guy who's their communications director, and he's the guy that does a Twitter account. He's always very, very pithy, and but it's a really fun follow for something that would otherwise be boring and dull. And they put out a phone number with a voicemail to make people feel good in the new year.
I called that number, and it did make me feel good.
Did it make you feel good?
It did.
Here's a little bit of it.
But however you got here, I want to say thank you, and I'm glad you are here with us. I also want you to know that our interactions, whether they are on Twitter or in person, they're all about helping you make connections and understanding the unseen systems that you engage with every single day. I want to thank you for being a part of that and sharing a little bit of our work with the people around you.
That's John Gonzalez. That's the communication. That's the guy doing Twitter account.
He's nailing it.
Nailing it.
Now,
For the regional sewer district, by the way. That's the smart play, is to get somebody that's like, yeah, here's something that no one would, if you will, give 2 craps about normally. Let's inform people and let's make them chuckle and,
You know who's coming out on top of this whole Pabst Blue Ribbon thing is at PBR on Twitter is the official Twitter feed of the Professional Bull Riders. Because that's the first place I went. I didn't think to look up Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I'm like, oh, it's verified. And then you're like, oh, this is not what I was looking for, but I'm wondering how much attention they've gotten on accident. Like, hey, this is a thing that exists.
Well, they're based in Pueblo, Colorado, and they've been televised on CBS since 2012.
There you go.
So they've got a long and noble history there of...
if nothing
professional
else.
bull riders.
Just getting a little bit of recognition for the Cowboys out there.
Yeah. Andy Cohen's already had to apologize. Apparently a whole lot of staffers over at CNN were pissed off.
Why were they pissed off?
Because they said he made us look like dopes.
But he doesn't work for CNN, though.
Andy Cohen? No, but he's on CNN's airwaves. He and Anderson Cooper owned that real estate for 5 hours on New Year's Eve.
That is such a long time to be on air and not be drunk, especially like it's New Year's Eve.
We do that every day.
But we're not on TV.
Yeah, we are. We're on camera. We're on camera every single day.
Okay, well then I stand corrected. I just think in that environment, you gotta express yourself somehow. He was taking shots.
I don't think you have to get that drunk.
I don't think he should have gotten that drunk. I'm just saying they can't expect him. Like, what type of show do they think it was going to be? It's CNN. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's having fun.
Yeah, but you're still at work. Technically, you're getting paid.
But they knew who he was when they hired him. No one would hire me to be a news broadcaster because they know I could. Like, no one. They know what they're getting.
I think it was just an accident.
Well,
got
no,
wrapped
it's
up in
that
it and he
it's
was-
that
Snuck up
even
on him, yeah.
even at the local level, I don't know if they do it here, but at home in Chicago, every local news affiliate has a couple of anchors that do a New Year's Eve thing,
Yeah, a couple-
and they're
little
having some
champagne,
drinks and they're
yeah.
making fun of things. Andy Cohen, the only thing he did apologize for was making fun of Ryan Seacrest because he said, "I like Ryan Seacrest, but Ryan's. I don't know what kind of ratings any of these shows get, but Ryan Seacrest does the." They still call it
Clark's.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve,
oh, I thought
but
it was Rockin' New Year's Eve.
he's dead, so they get Ryan Seacrest in there.
Oh my God!
I just smoke
started our
coming
fog
from
machine.
Ryan Seacrest's group of losers that are performing behind us. I mean, with all due, if you've been watching ABC tonight, you've seen nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wow,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Katy
Katy.
Perry. What a journey.
Before we hit midnight,
Speaking of journey, I just got doused with confetti from the fake Journey appearing on ABC. If it's not Steve Perry, it doesn't count.
I mean, really.
Ouch. Mind you, the guy singing for
take it
Journey
back.
now has been with Journey longer than Steve Perry, I think.
Who cares? That was still hilarious.
Yeah, it was very funny. This little Filipino guy, he's been singing for them for 25 years now, I think.
How easy does that make Anderson Cooper's job? He's like, you run the show.
Well,
I'm gonna hang
he was
back."
talking, and Andy was just talking over him. Like he's just like, so we're gonna go into the next. He's like, and these guys next door.
Right, but that's the structure of that show. They're never both going to get ripped. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Anderson Cooper was pretty drunk too.
Well, he's tipsy.
Yeah.
But that way,
He wasn't
Andy
Andy
Cohen can go bonkers. So he did apologize for the whole thing.
The only thing that I regret saying is that I slammed the ABC broadcast, and I really like Ryan Seacrest, and he's a great guy, and I really regret saying that. And I was just stupid and drunk and feeling it. I was continuing the Journey rant, and I just kept talking, and I shouldn't have, and I felt bad about that.
But I didn't hear that and think he was actually talking crap about
Ryan Seacrest.
or any of that. Like, he's just... You got competing shows on in the same night. You talk a little trash. It's not. He's not saying that they're like garbage and that they can't do anything right. Like, he's just saying, "Hey,
Well, he
this is
kind
where
of
the
did.
fun." I mean, well,
he said if you've watched ABC, you haven't seen anything.
But,
Ryan
but
Seacrest
have
and
you?
his band of losers.
Yeah.
Right, he was absolutely talking.
Okay, it's talking a lot of crap, but it's
Yeah.
still funny crap. That's funny.
Oh my God!
I just
we
smoke
started our
coming
fog
from
machine.
Ryan Seacrest's group of losers that are
But again, these are all, rubbing elbows and showbiz friends. So you want to calm the waters. I doubt Seacrest would give two rips about that. But
I wonder what the crew was thinking as they were filming. Like CNN's crew, were they laughing with
They're like,
them?
"We wish we were this drunk."
Yeah, I'm sure
Right.
that they were. Yeah, I'm freezing. I'm a camera operator, and I'm stone cold sober.
I'm just surprised they had.
I can't do one shot. This guy's talking all this smack.
I didn't watch any of the festivities because I had FOMO and I was just like, I could be out doing something, but COVID, whatever.
Yeah, but New Year's Eve is amateur night anyway.
Right.
I know, but I'm just thinking in New York City, they had people in Times Square, correct?
Yeah.
Oh boy, did they!
So I'm just so confused by that.
Well, that's what's funny, for all the people who are constantly railing about the hypocrisy of how COVID regulations go.
It's true.
It's true. It's on full display when they do New Year's Eve in Times Square. A lot of people in masks, but a lot of people not. And
they
they're
were
packed
smashed in there.
into those pens, and they're wearing Planet Fitness inflatable hats.
Yeah. Last year they at least regulated. It was like 4 people per area, and it was
even
all
remember that.
roped
even in a
off
huge, but
and-
I don't think even in the course of this pandemic, and it's only been 2 or 3 New Year's Eves, probably 2.
2, yeah.
I don't think there's been a year where they skipped it altogether, did they? They still had people penned in Times Square last year.
I think so.
I don't know. I don't remember. I thought the bands and stuff were live. They were performing, but there weren't people. I don't believe unless
You
they
might
had
be
it
right.
There
I-
were people. That's what I'm
That's what
saying.
I
They
thought.
had them in like you said, like little pens. Like they had them in.
But last year.
Last year, 2020.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 2020 into 2021, but it was like every other little square had 2 or 3 people in it, and it wasn't packed by any means.
But no, it is hypocrisy though, because they had the Maxine. I'm confusing things. They had the vaccine mandate, And then they're like, oh, well, we don't want to do that. Okay, we'll just wear your mask. I'm like, well, then what's with the vaccine mandate then? If that's the case, just have people wear their masks again and then have them go into Times Square.
Yeah, so those stations all have to put on those kinds of shows, and I think to some degree, because viewership is so fragmented, I don't think anybody's getting in trouble for anything anymore. Like, unless you are violating some kind of guideline of broadcasting, it's every streamer, every network.
Like, do whatever
they're
you
like,
want, man.
do
Just
it, man.
please just don't say the F word.
Yes,
Like-
we're trying to get eyeballs.
Don't use
you know
hate
what I mean?
speech for the most part. I mean, the fact that Miley Cyrus's top fell off and no one cares just shows you where we're at.
She
with
shows
all
her
this.
boobs all the time. In Rolling
Right, but
Stone.
I mean, it was on it's
Network
not-
television.
Network television is where you can't show your boobs, and the shirt fell off, and everybody's like, "Meh, okay, good for her."
She got a hot
Right.
little body.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
That's amazing. You can just be that free because there's so many artists out there. Like, if I show my boobs, it's the end of my career. She shows her boobs, and it's just like,
Whose career would be ended by showing their breasts?
well, if they have like
Nobody's.
a wardrobe malfunction.
Action Bronson?
Janet Jackson.
You gonna watch that documentary?
I certainly am.
Yeah.
I certainly am. Are you?
I don't know. Maybe Janet Jackson is gonna.
Do you think it-
Lifetime Television is doing a Janet Jackson documentary? Boy, I'll tell you what, that whole family got a group rate on that nose. The mom's got it, Janet's got it, Michael had it.
it's like someone forgot to turn off the Snapchat filter.
Michael had it. He had
Well, yeah,
next to
had
nothing.
it. They
got it
all
first, I think,
got
right?
that nose. All of them.
Like the Kardashians' butt.
I guess so. And the voice, Janet sounds exactly like Michael Jackson.
Understand where I actually fit in.
That's Janet Jackson. It sounds like Michael Jackson.
She actually sounds a little deeper than Michael. I'm
She's got a
serious.
gravelier voice.
She does.
There were times when I just didn't understand where I actually fit in.
Man, yeah, the 5 years in the making Janet Jackson documentary
5 years.
is going to show on. Because she was out of the spotlight for a while. She wasn't performing.
She moved to London.
She had a
got
kid at like
divorced.
50 or something, right?
After the Super Bowl thing, after the wardrobe
Well, she
malfunction, she
didn't
kind of backed.
disappear.
But she backed off.
Well, they were actively trying to destroy her life and career after that, but she was still working because she had to. It wasn't up until like the early 2010s that she like got some, I think, some billionaire husband, moved to London. Then she divorced him. I think her divorce settlement like was, if there's 6 years of marriage, you get like this amount of money. She divorced him right after 6 years and then came back here and has her baby, and now she's doing all this stuff.
Yeah, she really got railroaded over that Super Bowl thing.
So stupid.
you think it was because of her
Justin
boob?
Timberlake was like, all right,
Yeah.
see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey,
And
let
Janet
me know
Jack-
if you need anything. And
Yeah,
then
I'll
he's
be
just
over
like,
here.
bye-bye.
Well, in the documentary, it reveals apparently they contacted her to try and appear at his 2018 performance at the Super Bowl. And she's like, nah, son.
Yeah, no, I'm good,
Nah,
thank
nah,
you.
Yeah, they
nah.
got a clip of that in here.
It's right after Prince died.
To tear you down.
Justin and his team have been trying to contact us about you doing the Super Bowl.
She just stares at him. She's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. No,
I was the headliner,
thanks.
bitch. I'm not about to
Right.
go back and be your guest.
But she, the clickbait is that she finally addresses the allegations against her brother, but all she says, at least in the trailer, is like, yeah, guilty by association. I guess that's what they call it. So yeah, that Super Bowl in 2004,
I remember that.
where they called it a wardrobe malfunction, but
That
it was
long
absolutely
ago.
not.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's when the FCC started using radio stations as ATMs too, because they were not going to find television stations. So they go, what's an easy target around here? I know, radio. So from about 2004 to 2006, you couldn't do a goddamn thing on the radio without somebody crawling up your ass.
That was like, I feel like one of my earliest memories because I remember my cousins coming over. What? 2004?
One of his earliest
your
memories is
earliest
2004.
Core memories.
One of your earliest memories was when you were 11.
One of my core memories.
Hey, I don't remember much about my childhood either.
I just remember it being such a big thing. Like my cousin came over, he's like, we saw a boob. Like he was jumping. He was like, we saw a boob last night. I was like, no, you didn't. You didn't see no boob. Right. They're like, yes, we did. And it had a star on the nipple. I'm like, what are you talking about? We didn't watch the halftime show. Like we weren't a sports family.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't just go on YouTube and pull it up back then. So it was all I heard about for like a month.
Yeah, but you also didn't. That was the other hypocrisy, is you also didn't have to pull it up on YouTube because they were showing it on the news every 5 seconds. The awful Super Bowl. And let's see it again.
Right.
Jim. They blur it out.
Yeah, I didn't see it until I was old enough to like YouTube it, but I just remember my cousin jumping.
He had to wait for YouTube to be invented. The next year, by the way, YouTube showed up a year after that happened in the Super Bowl.
Okay, so I was 12.
I thought YouTube was around like early, like 2001.
No, 05, 06.
05, 06.
Yeah, I think the guy posted the first video in 05, I think. So anyway, if you're into Janet Jackson, that 2-night documentary will air the end of this month on Lifetime and A&E, which stands for, of course,
American Entertainment.
Yes, American and Entertainment is what it stands for. No, that's called CMT. Arts and Entertainment, of course. Yes.
And not Americans.
Americans and Entertainment. Love Janet Jackson. All right, I got a break. If you want to get a text, 35192. I will have Dragon Force tickets for you on the way back. You'll love them on Guitar Hero. Now you can see them live. They're going to play the Agora in April. So if you dig that band, I'll hook you up.